Welcome back, everybody. On to the third review of the third game tonight, and what a statement Tampa decided to make today. They've gone 16 straight now without losing back-to-back playoff games. They don't lose back-to-back games. I mean, it's just, they don't really lose back-to-back games even in the regular season very often. So, to do it in the playoffs, man. So Tampa definitely made a statement. I mean, they came out right away in the first period. At 1 minute of the first period, Stamkos scores from Kucherov and Hedman. And and they were basically off and running because then at 5:20 it's Belmar scoring unassisted, and that made it 2-0. And then just a couple minutes later, at the 7:58 point of this first period, Maroon scores his first goal of the playoffs from Sergachev. So they're off to a 3-0 lead at the end of the first. And it was like, wow. And then they went over into the second period. Excuse me. They went into the second period, and they just kept going. Colton scores his second of the playoffs from, where is it? Oh, from Hagel and Foote at 3:17 of the second period. So that is his second goal of the playoffs. And then on the power play at 5:25 of the second period, Perry scores his second of the playoffs from Kucherov and Point. So they're up 5-0. And I mean, it's ugly. It's ugly, but the Leafs, they try to come back. After the second period, it's 5-0. So we go into the third, and the Leafs they try to make a comeback. At 2:27, it's Nylander on the power play from Matthews and Riley to make it 5-1. So gives the Leafs a little hope. They got a little hope there. Just kind of can they could they maybe pull a comeback? Who knows? Well, then Nylander again scores his second goal of the playoffs. He scored his first two goals of the playoffs back to back. With 12:01 of the third. So I mean that makes it 5-2. And Toronto gets they get a little crazy. You're down 5-2. So so they pull the goalie. And they pull the goalie early. And Palat scores unassisted at 14:40 of the third on an empty net goal. I should also say, too, Campbell, after giving up the fifth goal, Campbell got yanked. He got pulled after giving up that fifth goal. And he was not happy. He was not happy about it at all. Him and Keefe, the coach, had a little back and forth. They weren't too. Campbell was not real thrilled about getting the hook, but I can't really blame Keefe for it, but yeah. So that made it 6-1, or no, that made it 6-2, and then just literally a minute and 1 second after the Tampa's sixth goal, Muzzin scores from Brody and Blackwell to make it 6-3. So it's like, okay, Toronto's, they're hanging around. They're trying their darndest to hang around. But then Colton really puts it out of reach. I mean, it was kind of out of reach anyway. I mean, they were down by 3. But Colton scores an empty net goal from Hagel and McDonough at 17:44. So that made it 7-3, and that is how the game would end. The Tampa Bay Lightning tied the series up with a 7-3 victory, and yeah, it was something else. Maroon. The 3 stars were Maroon. Maroon was the 3rd star. Hagel was the 2nd star, and Hedman was 1st. So hell of a game. Hell of a good game. Hedman had a couple of good points. I mean, what do you get here? See, it's interesting that they can't. I mean, they gave Hedman the 1st star, but it doesn't look like. And he had an assist, and that's I don't know about giving Hedman the 1st star. That's kind of. I mean, obviously, I think these are picked by the home team. So I mean, you're not going to get a you're not going to get a Maple Leaf in there, even though Nylander got 2 goals. So I mean, I would think I would think when it would come to one of the 3 stars that Nylander would get 1 at least. But hometown picks. The shots in the first period were 10 apiece. In the second period, the Lightning had the advantage 9-4 in shots in the second period, and then Toronto had the advantage in the third period 11-9. The total shots were 28-25 in favor of the Lightning. The hits, Toronto had 40 hits to Tampa's 32, and in the saves, Campbell stopped 11 of 16. Shelgren came in relief and stopped all 10 shots he faced. Vasilevsky went 22 of 25. And so they tie the series. That series is 2-2. Got some really good first round matchups here that are going with a lot of these that are going at least 6 games. So it's fun. It's cool to watch. And when it comes to this series, now it switches back to Toronto for Game 5 on Tuesday, and we'll see what the Leafs can come back with. We'll see what they can respond with back on home ice, and should be pretty cool to see. So that should do it for this one. I thank you guys all for being here. If you're brand new and you're just cruising on through and you happen to see this video or one of my other videos, hopefully you'll watch it. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. If you enjoy it, hit that like and subscribe button. I would appreciate the support. I would love to have you be a part of the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys again soon.